Hey Ed, this is Chris.
Hi Ed, I'm Chris with David Home Inspections, and today we did your home inspection. So we can walk through and we can point out some of the bigger deficiencies and give you an idea of the condition of your home here. As you can see over the garage here, we see that the ridge beam is definitely dipping in the middle there. Normally that comes from too much weight and understructure issue, but we can see more of what's going on there as we walk into the garage. The front yard appears to be sloped properly. There are some minor cracks in the hardscaping here. Not much that's outside of the norm there. The roof in itself is in satisfactory condition. There is some resealing that needs to be going on up there, but it's more of a maintenance issue. So let's go ahead and take a look in the garage here. You'll be getting a good shot of that.
Yeah.
Nice. So up there, what we're seeing is some added structure to the garage. From what it appears is that somebody has addressed the problem there, which normally means that it is moved, but it's stable where it's at.
Did you want the last?
I'm gonna recommend that a contractor take a look at it, but it does appear to be stable and not moving at this point.
And this part right here too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the garage, we're good, George. We do see a lot of damage to the walls. These walls, any walls that are going to connect to a living area, it's very important that they're patched up and sealed up properly. It is considered a fire barrier for any fire that might break out in the garage where you can possibly store flammables like paint or gasoline. So we do see a lot of voids in the drywall here. Over here around the receptacle here, behind these black wallboards here, we do see some damaged wallboard there. So this all should be properly sealed up. It is at this point considered a fire hazard.
So you take these out and seal it up.
Yeah. Let's see if I can just take that out.
That's okay. Just leave it.
Nice, do that. We do have a lot of this kind of stuff in the garage. This is it's going to require some electrician to come clean all this kind of stuff up. We do need a proper cover on that. This actually, what they call a mud ring, isn't put on properly. But that's, again, just kind of cleanup work for an electrician. Over here, I know you're aware of this area here. I am in agreement with Alex. This area here, likely due to a past roof leak. All this area that could have been affected should be pulled down and replaced, just to, rid all those safety concerns. It does look like there is something going on there. Without a proper test, we couldn't tell you exactly what's growing there, mold or a type of mold or anything like that. But the best resolution on that is just to pull it out and replace it, and that way you're safe. We do have improper patching here, along with some substandard wiring up there, again, for an electrician to clean up. Here's your water heater. When we got here, the pilot light was off. So Alex was nice enough to light it up for us here and got it going. We're still waiting on some water temperature pressure, the output temperatures, but we'll get that tested for you. It looks like it's relatively new. It was manufactured in 2013. Our vent pipe here should actually be fastened together with different fasteners other than tin foil, basically. So that should be improved upon there. Both of the supply lines should actually be insulated, just to stop any possible corrosion there. The condensation there would cause corrosion. We see on top of the valve there that we are already getting a little bit of corrosion there. So it's not leaking at this point. We do recommend that it be replaced before it does start leaking. So other than that, it appears to be functional. It's a good unit. We'll recommend a drip pan for you there. Straps are on tight. Looks good. Here's your TPR valve here. The discharge line is actually vented in the garage. Nowadays they're going to recommend it to the exterior. Many people accept it this way though. Now this is what they consider a fire door going into your home. It is fire rated, but it should self-close, and as you can see, it's not self-closing. We do have what they call a self-closing hinge here, but it does need to be adjusted so it does self-close. Also, it does need to be smoke rated, which means it should have a seal here. Just a very simple repair there. We'll get that back up to shape.
And then anything about this pipe being.
Okay, this is your laundry discharge line here. So when your washing machine discharges, it'll go down this pipe here. This here should be elevated up. This is your discharge from your water softener. Just enough to get your discharge line in there, so it'll have a place to discharge. This pipe also should have a P-trap on it. That's going to prevent any sewer gases from coming up the pipe, and they are harmful gases, so we do need to stop that. And we do recommend a 2-inch line. It is a recommendation, but it's going to help stop any backups in case of any minor clogs in the pipe. Any receptacles in a garage should be GFCI protected, which they are not.
So there's like, I think 3. So one more here.
So yeah, we have this here. This is substandard altogether. We do have a missing cover plate here. This here is what they call Romex, and it shouldn't be exposed below 7 feet in a garage. Either we can replace it with an approved method there, or we can conceal it behind drywall there. The outlet is very sloppy. Plugging it in, the connections are very loose, and pretty much like that in many places around the home. I'm going to recommend that all the receptacles in the home be replaced, just so for your protection, basically. Any loose receptacle can cause sparking and eventually a fire.
Okay.
So what side do you want to start?
We can start from living room, I guess.
So here we are in the living room. Most of you receptacles around here, like I said earlier, a lot of them are very sloppy, and they're just very poor connection with them. A lot of them are just miswired. So again, the electrician is going to have to come through here and just make sure they're wired properly. This is one of the older plugs here. You see its faceplate's not sealed properly to the wall, and it's definitely not grounded. So we do recommend it, again, just the plugs be brought up to date. It's not necessarily the efficiency that they're not grounded, but we just want them functioning properly. This was definitely loose to the wall there. Here's your fireplace here. We are missing a storm cap on the roof, which is going to promote water intrusion to the chimney cavity there, and that's what all our staining is here. We do see a lot of missing grout within the bricks and cracks and whatnot. This chimney should definitely be repaired and evaluated by a chimney expert before we use. These windows are in great condition. They are tempered as they should be. So here in the kitchen area, you do have a minor leak under the sink. Normally that's a very simple fix, but we do want to see that obviously being repaired so it doesn't cause further damage to the decking of the cabinet there. See if we can get a shot of it with the infrared there. There we are. That blue would be some water under the ground, under the cabinet there. Okay. Dishwasher is in like new condition. It is functional, as is your stove. Your stove is missing what we call an anti-tip device, which would prohibit it from coming over in case the child, this would be open and the child steps on it. So it is a safety device we're going to recommend there. Inside the cabinet here, we have our exhaust vent here for the vent hood. The receptacle itself is missing a cover plate. It's not attached properly to the wall. Got a good shot there. There we are.
Yeah, there we go.
These ductings here, they do recommend that they're solid ducting. Flexible ducting is no longer considered the way to do it. Grease and other contaminants will accumulate in the folds of the accordion there, and it will clog it up. In the kitchen, we do require what they call GFCI protection. That's going to protect you and the occupants here from any shock hazard having to do with
There.
water or any ground fault conditions.
There.
Once again, this room is it's a dining room here in satisfactory condition. Kind of the same typical stuff throughout the receptacles. Whatnot. Obviously, our lights here is working. The air conditioning vent here. Throughout, we are getting good temperatures with the air conditioning, so we're good with that. Throughout the home, I haven't seen any major issues with the foundation that I've been concerned with. There are going to be some minor cracks in the walls, but nothing that is out of the ordinary. So we're in that aspect, I think we're pretty good shape with that. In this room here, a lot of the receptacles are just miswired. So we will recommend an electrician come in and once again kind of clean up the mess that's been in here. Some of them are not grounded, some of them are. Sometimes half the receptacles work and the other half is not. And they don't appear to be on any switches. So.
But bedrooms? Yeah, let's go bedrooms.
So here's your master bedroom. We do see that this is a laminate floor. We do see it kind of sloping this way. Again, just kind of typical with an older home sometimes. But we see the bottom of the floor there, it is uneven. That again, very typical with the older concrete. Concrete will move and crack as it gets older. Windows are very functional. Closets, some of them are going to need adjustments just with the lumpiness of the concrete. Sometimes they don't close properly. Sometimes you're going to get, this one's here is hitting the baseboard, so it's not going to seal up all the way. Again, not a huge issue. Nothing that's structural or anything like that. There is attic access through this closet as well. Here's a receptacle as well. Typical with a home, but it's not grounded as we can see. This is a newer furnished unit. The filter down there is actually a polyspun fiber. It is kind of, I guess, at least a lower expensive way to do it. They are very functional. These should be changed every 3 to 6 months. That one's starting to get dirty, but it's satisfactory at this point. Your flue here is done properly. This here should have at least an air gap here. You can see it guides down here to a sump pump which pumps out and away and out to this plumbing system. Gas line is good here. It enters the cabinet with a solid pipe. We do recommend what they call a sediment trap, which is the little leg that drops down and it might catch any sediment that might be in the line. It's a recommendation at this point. We have an open junction box here. That appears to be the doorbell transformer. We're looking good. Here's our new thermostat here. It is very functional. The temperatures are very cool in here. Carbon monoxide is functional and it appears to be within 15 feet of all the bedroom doorways. So this is your hallway bathroom here. We do see a GFCI receptacle here. Normally any receptacle that's older than 10 years, we do recommend it being replaced, just to make sure the function is good on it. This is still functional. We did test it. It does still trip when tested. This receptacle, it's wired with reverse polarity, so that's a very simple fix that can be fixed. Minor things in the bathroom. We've got a loose faucet here. Both valves are working. We're looking good here. Some minor corrosion on some of the drain lines. Again, these, I'll recommend them being replaced just before they leak. We don't want them to start leaking. The way they've installed this floor is considered substandard. The floor should not be cut around the toilet. The floor should either be cut around the toilet ring and then the toilet be installed on top of the flooring. It appears that the tile everywhere in this bathroom, including the tub, has been reglazed. Older tile does look in pretty decent shape in this area. We do have just some cracked tiles that have been glazed over. Shouldn't be much of an issue. And we didn't do the master bedroom. Let's do the master
Let's go bathroom.
bathroom.
So master bathroom.
So, again, this bathroom, very functional. Toilets on both bathrooms are tied to the floor. Again, we haven't tested them for hot water yet. We'll get to that point once that heater fills up for us. This receptacle did not trip when tested, so this one I will recommend a replacement. Again, it's a simple fix. This bathroom here, both hot and cold valves work, and it does come out of the shower head. No leaks were observed here today. The shower drain does work. The hot water valve appears not to be secured firmly. When you turn it on here, it wants to shake a little bit. So that's something you want to consult the plumber about to remedy that. Yo! Let me ask you. We all right, George? What's going on? Okay, as we heard earlier that this was just had that noise coming from when we functioned it. We have seen that there is a leak outside coming from the supply line under there. So it's definitely going to need to be checked out by a plumber and remedied that way. Again, the drains are functional. The grout here on the tile looks like they did not prep it properly when they came to glaze it. So we have a lot of this grout that can be flaking out and whatnot around the windows and everything as well. Bedroom 2 is very functional. We do have smoke detectors in all the bedrooms. The windows are functional. Closet doors are functional. A lot of them are in need of adjustment. They're just not rolling properly. Sometimes the doors need to be replaced, if not just adjusted. Other than that, we're very functional. Bedroom number 1 here. Same kind of stuff here. Our slider is very functional. The newer window, that's great. Receptacles are working. Again, most of them are very loose. Windows are working here. We do have a couple of screws sticking out the side of the track here. It's going to prohibit these doors from closing all the way. But again, that's a very small remedy there. So we'll go to the backyard.
Yeah, backyard.
So out here we have this wooden deck here that's been made just for an ease of access there. This is actually being supported by some bricks. So if this is something you would like, we recommend it just be reconstructed and done properly. There's not a huge necessity for it. We do have a little bit of step up there, but again, a step would probably do a little better than this if you wanted to do away with this. A lot of the receptacles outside here, here in this corner, are not functional. As you can see, Alex and I did run some water out here, and we see the pooling patterns here. We are going to have some pooling on the back patio here. This is good that it's not pooling against the home, so I'm happy with this here. And the amount of concrete in this backyard, when it pools, it's very normal, as long as it's not pooling against the home. And we can see the same stuff here. You obviously see a low spot down at the end of the side yard there.
Right there.
There we are. So, here's your electrical box. Here's your low voltage, your Wi-Fi, and all that stuff. It is, this panel is made by General Electric. It's a good panel. No big issues inside here to be concerned about. Missing some screws here and there, but we're good. Some faucets here. All faucets on a home, we recommended backflow preventers on them, and I'll include that all in the report with pictures and all that. Here's your sewer line clean out that we did your sewer line inspection with here. Your sewer line is in satisfactory condition. Normal rust and corrosion is observed throughout the sewer line underneath the home. If it's something to be concerned about, we do recommend that a descaling be done, and that basically they come through with a high pressure water jet and clear all the rust particles that may be blistering off, and then re-inspect it for any other deficiencies. But beyond that, it looked very normal and in decent condition. Out in the clay pipe out in the front yard there, we do see a little bit of root intrusion, but it does look like that the pipe has been maintained, and it actually should be continually, usually every 18 months to 2 years.
I had one question, was the hot water line, was it accessible through here for the tub?
Yes, yes. And this is, George just popped this together. I'm actually afraid to pull it apart, but so here, this is all evidence of wood destroying organisms here. Termite report should mention most of that, but here you can see water coming down there. Jimmy?
Yeah, kind of. A little bit, yeah.
So George did shoot a video, and I will do what I can to get that on the report.
Okay. Awesome. There you go.
Throughout the backyard, we do see a lot of movement and cracks in the property fencing. There's a concrete block out you can see here. Obviously, somebody's tried to correct that. It is still, you can see daylight through a lot of the cracks here in many areas. So definitely recommend that the block mates to come check that out for repairs. Some of them may need to be replaced. Here's your AC condenser. It is functioning very good, as we talked about earlier. Some of the insulation here, it looks in decent shape, but it's starting to show signs of weathering. So we just recommend its proper maintenance. And when that starts to deteriorate, a lot to replace it, just for your energy efficiency here. This should be sealed up here, and that's going to prevent access to rodents to the attic. This here should be properly fastened to the wall as well.
So it looks like at one time it was bolted here, but
Yeah,
there we go. But it came off.
almost tall enough. The box is, well,
It's the same thing too. It's not fastened.
as far as the pool goes, it does look in satisfactory condition. There's no water in it, which is going to prohibit us from doing actually a pool inspection through all your equipment and everything. I did take a good look at it. It does look satisfactory. Some rust and corrosion on the diving board, that kind of stuff should all be taken care of before use. The equipment over there looks in a lot of good condition. You can see over the top of the wall there is that you can see the cap is buckling, and you can see it kind of puckering up in the air there. Minor rust and corrosion here. This is just a maintenance issue. These can be sanded and painted on a regular basis. Okay, one thing that we did notice here is your post here is leaning. This should be remedied. This is actually a structural deficiency here. I will have this recommended to the contractor take a look at this for repairs. It is leaning about 3 degrees this way, and you can see how our beam here has been being twisted up because of it.
Here's a 180 shot of it. And there we go. Yep. Okay.
Awesome. As far as the attic goes, the ducting that's being used is older ducting. I'm very surprised that they didn't replace it all, but with the newer units, the ducting is probably original to the home, and that is known to contain asbestos, and it is damaged up there. So we do recommend that that be evaluated for replacement. There is a lot of staining in the attic on the deck boards and on the roof rafters, but it does appear to be that it was probably from an older roof system, that the roof has been replaced since then. Minor amounts of substandard electrical work up there as well. Some junctions that need to be properly put in a box with a cover on them. As far as that goes, that's about it up there. We do have just lacking in some insulation in some areas. Some of the can lights that are being used are not what they call insulated, rated for insulation contact, or non-IC rated, and they should have a barrier around them to keep the insulation away from them, and that's considered a fire hazard. And I think that's pretty much the gist of it.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.